Well, good evening, internets. It's me, DP Knudten, for another edition of Bookward Bound, my 301-day journey from I should really do this to done. And what am I actually talking about? Well, today's December 6th, so I'm going to do some quick little calendar math here. And this is day 275 in a row since I made the commitment to come down here and do live streams working on a brand new book, so that I can have a new one to publish via Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing platform on January 1st of 2021. And what happened was, when I got back from Social Media Marketing World in San Diego this year, I was inspired by a couple of different stories that I actually tell in the book that I'm writing to write a brand new book. And so on Friday, March 6th, I went live for the very first time. And I've gone live every single night since, with the exception of 2 nights where I had Lyme disease, of all things. Don't worry, it's all taken care of. But I've come down here to work on the book, as short as maybe 10 to 15 minutes, as long as maybe an hour. But that's the way I've chosen to eat the elephant that is the creation of a brand new book. I'm not the type who can sit down and sit for 4 hours to 8 hours writing a book. It's more like, no, my attention span might make it to 45 minutes, might make it to an hour 45, but it's certainly not making it anything beyond that. So in order to get the book done, I really needed to put in sprint focus over a marathon of time. So every day is kind of a sprint, and those sprints add up to the point that I was doing a little bit of formatting in the book tonight. And I think the book is actually going to be about maybe 290 pages long. Pretty crazy, huh? Well, that's what happens when you actually come up with a plan. Or, as I say in the book, it's not about seeing it to be it. It's about strategizing to realizing. And I am realizing this brand new book by coming up with a workable strategy, knowing my strengths and weaknesses. And I guess I would probably focus more on weaknesses for this. So what am I doing tonight? Well, I'm working on getting the final editing of the book done. And so I'm going to take you on over to Scrivener, the application I'm using to actually write this book. And hold on. Why are you not showing up, Scrivener? Oh, hold on a second. It's not coming up. Oh, it is actually showing up. I got to kill this. This is messing things up. There we go. All right. So I was messing around with formatting, with fonts and stuff like that. And so that's what it was showing you. It was showing you the font window. It wasn't showing you the main window, which you can see right here, right now. So over here, you can see the main window where you do the writing. And then on this side, the navigation pane shows you the sections or chapters in the book. And you can see a lot of green flags there, which is great. But as I get toward the end of the book, you see a lot of blue flags, and that's what I'm actually working on. I'm working on taking these blue flag sections and doing a first pass edit on it in Scrivener so that I can award it the green flag of completeness. And then later, I'll do another proofing and edit pass in Microsoft Word where I will be doing the final formatting of the book. Yeah, it's a little bit torturous, but believe me, there's nothing easy about writing a book. That said, what I have to do tonight is read this section aloud, because I love to have a very vocal style of writing. Well, if you want a vocal style of writing, the best way to do that is to actually vocalize it. So that's what I'm going to do. So without further ado, let's try to find the rough patches within this section by reading it aloud. LinkedIn Launchpad. Can what was a sleepy social media outpost launch your personal brand to new heights of awareness, influence, and success? Yes. Since its founding in 2003, for the most people, LinkedIn was little more than a resume site. It was a place to create a profile to some level of detail, then more or less ignore until right before you got serious about finding a new job. It was the social media equivalent of set and forget. And that's exactly what most professionals did, especially the forget part. But that's changed markedly in the last couple of years. Writing here at just past the midpoint of 2021, The once dusty job board has become something far more powerful, an always business casual social media platform of pretty amazing depth and relevance. And for good reason. LinkedIn isn't just a place to post your resume. It's a venue for boosting your personal brand rocket. You only have one, so let's take out the plural. The platform called LinkedIn is actually a launch pad. What was once the sleepiest of venues in social media is now rocking it hard for business-oriented folks of all stripes. And while you're beginning to see a lot of variety in the types of content that's being shared there, it has not yet descended into the Marrakesh on Market Day madness of Facebook. And fingers crossed, it probably won't. It probably won't. Why? Serious self-policing. Get to anything, political, emotional, self-promotional, and you're going to see your links drop and drop fast. And because LinkedIn connections are just so potentially valuable, everyone is a potential vendor, client, passionate evangelist, or vocal non-endorser, people tend to be on their very best behavior. That doesn't mean people don't let their hair down a little. It's just that they let that hair down while dressed in business casual. No tube tops, please. It's already here. It's called LinkedIn. At Social Media Marketing World 2018, I attended I don't need to tout that. Just say in 2018. 18, I attended a provocative presentation by Guy Kawasaki. During it, he said he's frequently asked what the next great social platform is. Asked, what's the next great social platform? Yeah, that's better. And his regular answer, it's already here, and it's called LinkedIn. I think he's 100% right about that, but I have to take issue with something he said later in the talk regarding the stuff he posts. He does get all political for clearly stated reasons. He went on to say that when he does, he may lose 50 followers because of his stance, but gains 50 followers because of his stance for a net loss of 0. Well, good for him. He can do that because he's Guy Kawasaki, ancient sage of all things internet. But what if you're not a Guy Kawasaki tier thought leader? A little more tact and savvy is called for. Self-policing is not the same as self-censorship. It just means you have to be a little more judicious than the late-night ambient-popping career killers on Twitter and Facebook. Drunkenly butt-dialing your followers on LinkedIn is not appreciated, called for, or just plain smart. Why? Because LinkedIn is your personal brand's greatest B2B booster. While it may not be the number one place for B2C, business-to-consumer marketers, it's fantastic for anyone who creates, manufactures, markets, consults, or serves people and businesses in the business-to-business market. Your best launch window is 3, 2, 1 now. Despite what all the fiddly social media expert tweakers might say, the very best time to start posting your thoughts, ideas, best practices, recommendations, photos of events you attended, thank yous to people you've met, downloadable branded content, scans of newspaper articles touting the success of your clients and your wished-for clients is right now. Need an idea of what that right now post might be? Read the previous paragraph, or better yet, check your smartphone. I would bet that you have something on it this very second that could turn into a quick, respectful, and relevant post that's completely LinkedInable. Have a photo of your client's groundbreaking ceremony? Get it up on LinkedIn, tag every single one of the people in it, and watch what happens next. It's called engagement. A photo that is guaranteed to garner comments from those who tagged in it, and when they do, the reach of your post goes wider as it extends into their LinkedIn networks. Plural. A simple thumbs up like is engagement. Thanks, your name is even better. But best of all, so great to meet you. Can you email me a copy of the photo? That's the start of not only an email conversation, but the beginning of a deeper, more personal relationship. And that's the real reason to embrace LinkedIn at all its levels. Building your personal brand by building personal relationships. A transaction is a one and done. A resume can lead to a lifetime of transactions. For all y'all that want the transaction sale without building a relationship first, good luck. Such thinking is just a race to the bottom as you end up doing anything to make said sale. Much smarter and long-term profitable. The much smarter and long-term profitable play is to build a relationship based on your personal brand foundation and then earn the lifetime of transactions such a valued relationship attracts. Example. As of Q4 2019, Apple's iOS has something like 14% market share in smartphones, yet 66% of smartphone profit share. How'd they manage to do that? By building a nearly unassailable relationship with their customers. Meanwhile, Android-based phones race to the bottom price-wise just to try and steal share from other Android-based competitors. That's a cannibal's game and commodity thinking at its worst. And who wants to be a commodity or cannibalized, especially when you can create a premium brand that no one else can touch because no one else is you? Your rocket is fueled and ready on LinkedIn and ready to roar and ready to roar on LinkedIn. So what are you waiting for? A lot of people's real life stories feature LinkedIn as a major player in their personal branding efforts. Some, in fact, have mastered it to the point that they have become an important part of the LinkedIn power user community and are being asked by the company itself to serve as early users of new applications like LinkedIn Live, are being invited to the company's conferences, and even sent out to events like VidCon as actual user ambassadors for the platform. Don't believe me? Read all about it in the section entitled "But I'm Just a Plumber." Earlier in the book. In this book, Roger Wakefield has been asked to do all of those things, all because he embraced LinkedIn as his number one, as one of his primary social media platforms. Yes, LinkedIn has paid accounts that provide greater benefits to its users, to its subscribers. But I'll be completely honest with you, I've never paid the platform 1 red cent for all its global access goodness. Maybe there are some features in those paid subscriptions I could benefit from, but I'm not even maxing out all the power of the completely free of charge membership I have now. So why would I pay for more when I'm still working on efficiently leveraging my free account? Maybe what I should really worry about is posting with discipline the kind of relevant and highly shareable material LinkedIn's algorithm loves so much. The whole modern business world is on LinkedIn. Are you a citizen? You can go ahead and hate Facebook. I'm pretty much there myself. You can think Instagram is a waste of time. And don't feel bad about giving short shrift to Snapchat or TikTok. But LinkedIn, there's no better place to build your personal and professional B2B oriented brand. Need proof? Read on. I've got a few friends I'd like you to meet. All right, so let's look at this one. Let's give this the coveted green flag of completeness and head on over here. So, comment marketing. This is 1,236 words. Good. Comment marketing with the like plus. Let's pretend for a second that you've assembled a panel of 10 potential personal branders with the goal of understanding their greatest fears regarding the practice and execution of their activity online. Some would probably point to an innate shyness, others to the fact that they aren't confident about their writing skills. But I'm guessing the number one fear of these hesitant personal branders would fall along the lines of, I have no idea what to blog, video, podcast, post, etc. It's not an irrational fear. In fact, most professional writers dread the same thing, the blank page. It just stares at you like some kind of bully, mocking your measly efforts to every step of the way. So what's a personal brander to do at least keep their radar pinging? I have a suggestion. A little thing I like to call comment marketing. No ideas? Riff off of theirs. One of the most overlooked personal branding opportunities out there is the common comment section of any social media platform. It's not the most efficient broadcasting play, but when it comes to highly strategic, highly personal marketing, there are few things more powerful and worthy of your time investment. Here's how comment marketing works. 1. You identify a list of people you want to engage with. Could be potential customers, prospective clients, current compadres, big names in your industry that you'd like to hang with, you name it. Create a realistic strategic connections shortlist of around 25 such folks. Then ferret out what their favorite social channels are and where they are most active. Make sure to pay attention to what channels are strictly business for them, where they are more casual, and where it's just about close family and friends. Then follow them closely on the first two categories unless you're invited. They've invited you and the friends into the friend. Unless they've invited you into their friends and family zone. I think I got to put it just in. Then follow them closely in just the first two categories, unless they've invited you into their friends and family zone. 2, you don't have to be a sycophant gushing over every post they do, but when you see something they've posted that resonates with you, don't just give it a like, a thumbs up, like. That's weird. Hold on, I gotta give this, make sure it's all, there you go, thumbs up, like. Give it what I like to call the like plus. The like plus recipe. The best way to understand the way comment marketing works is to see it in action. Bear with me a while I take you through an illustrative conversation on LinkedIn. One of the people on your strategic connections list has just posted, let's pretend one of the people on your strategic connections list has just posted about project management tools and is asking for recommendations from other LinkedIners, from fellow LinkedIners, not other, but from fellow LinkedIners. That's a perfect opportunity to get on the poster's radar and demonstrate the value you have to offer not only them, but their followers as well. A perfect like plus comment might do something like this. Nice rundown of top PM tools at poster's name. Here's another I'd recommend adding to the list. Do you know and use app name? I do. I love it for its cards on a corkboard style. Their free level is really feature rich too, so you don't have to spend anything to get started. It's perfect for people who love lists and crossing things off them. Try app name for free here, URL. Now let's take that comment apart for a closer look at the powerful elements it contains. Make every comment a conversation. Nice rundown of top PM tools at poster's name. The first sentence briefly recognizes the poster, then thanks them for the effort they took to create something of value. The use of their @ tag makes sure the poster is notified of your comment, giving them a chance to re-engage with you about your comment. And smart posters will engage because they know doing so will enable their post and personal brand to spread wider across the platform, telling the algorithm that there's something interesting going on here. Adding your 2 cents is money. 2, here's another I'd recommend adding to everyone's list. Do you know and use Trello? I do. App name. I said app name, right? Do you know and use app name? Copy. Do you know and use app name? I do. I love its cards on a corkboard style. Their free level is really feature rich, blah, 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 blah. It's a perfect love list and crossing them off. Rather than stop at the first sentence, we've gone on to add significant value to the post and the poster, by adding to what they've done. This is the good old essence of the yes and principle that every theatrical improviser learns about very early on. While saying no stops a scene in its tracks, yes and keep things moving forward with even greater momentum. This section of the comment also demonstrates the 3 basic pillars of your personal brand by showing how you think, what you do, and the way you share all the above. Give them something to talk about. 3. All right, so I do need a sentence thing here. It's perfect for people who love lists and crossing things off them. Try app name for free here, URL. The final ingredient of the like plus recipe is to include a task or takeaway that encourages some kind of response or action. By including the URL where readers can go to try the tool out, you're providing a bit of service to everyone who reads your comment. And the inclusion of the app's @ tag is another smart tactical move. Why? You'll find out when you're contacted by a delighted employee of the company you've just recommended, thanking you for suggesting their service. And who knows? And who knows where that might lead? And who knows where that might lead? Always make sure there's a rat in your comment. I would be a terrible personal branding consultant if I didn't give you a memorable mnemonic phrase that makes it easier for you to remember the like plus recipe. So try this on for size. A rat should always show up in every single comment you make. It's just all the above. I wonder if I can get a rat. So let's see if I can put emoji and symbols. Got rat. Oops. Should always show up in every single comment you make. It's just all the above, but put in a slightly different, more memorable way. A, appreciate, as in, let's do this. Nice rundown of top PM tools. Every poster appreciates being appreciated, so being the one who clearly does earns you a deposit in your account within the poster's bank of goodwill. That was a little torturous. Let me go through that again. Every poster appreciates being appreciated, so being the one commenter who clearly does earns you, there you go. R, recognition, as in at poster's name. Never ever forget to include the poster's at tag handle within your post. Doing so will make sure they see your comment and encourage them to start a comment conversation with you. So this is messed up here. 5A edition. 2. As in, here's another I'd recommend, another app I'd recommend adding to everyone's list. Do you know how to use, hold on. I want to make sure I do this exactly right. Cards on a corkboard style. I got the whole thing in there. By adding to the, okay, so as in here's, by adding to the poster's post and creating a comment conversation, you're adding value for all involved, including the poster, their audience, and yourself. The T-task takeaway. Yeah, this is a little torturous. By doing this, your comment invites a conversation that includes not only the poster, but anyone who might see your comment. And here's the thing, while the poster may have initiated the whole thing, you might become a significant beneficiary of it by attracting the attention of people who previously had who had no knowledge of your existence. Being smart in the presence of other smart people means you're a demonstrable member of that tribe, that tribe. A rat. Okay, so oops. I want to find my rat. And I want to make him a lot bigger. And that could be. A rat is memorable and valuable in every comment. In other words, never comment on anyone else's post without appreciating. Let's go. Cap A and B. BI, appreciating. BI, recognize. Oh. B-I, recognize. Yep, A, B-I, B-I, adding. Tasking readers to obtain something valuable. And tasking. Something valuable within every comment you make. That's the way you can not only get, but earn the attention of the people you want. Yay. All right, so let's give that a green flag, a completeness for now. Change icon. Green flag. Lovely. And that means I think we're done for tonight because got through 2 sections, doing a first pass edit of everything, which is fantastic. And I don't want to burn myself out because I'm going to be back here tomorrow night. So I did my quota for tonight. And I'm ready to say good night so that I can come back tomorrow and continue to work on this thing, because you don't get to 275 consecutive days by burning yourself out on the first 50. Seriously, there have been some nights where I just could barely muster up enough energy to come down here. But I knew I had to because I made the commitment to myself, but I also made it to you because you're my peer pressure posse that keeps me honest and working on this thing. So thank you very much for helping me there. I'm DP Knudten for the Nonfiction Brand podcast, which comes out every single Monday. In fact, I just uploaded tomorrow's episode that premieres at 3 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I think we're in the Daylight Savings Time period. 3 a.m. in the morning. So you can look for it wherever you get your fine podcasts for free. Just search for Nonfiction Brand and look for this image, which has my black and white photo and the stacked words Nonfiction Brand, which show right there, because that is the cover art, not only of the book, but the cover art or album art of the podcast itself. So if you see that, you'll know you've got the right podcast. I hope you'll give it a listen, a thumbs up like if you like it. Subscribe to it. Oh, I would love that. Refer it to other people, but most of all, could you do me a real solid and review it wherever you get your podcast, because that helps other people find it. Thank you so much for helping me out and keeping me honest. I'll see you tomorrow night. But until then, theme music, take us on out. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.